Dorit, you've said that Kyle has two sets of rules, one
Yep.
for everybody else and one for you.
Yep.
But see, I also feel like that.
You feel like she
different
has...
with Erika than she does with me.
How so?
It's just the same thing. Like, you quick to forgive and let things brush off with Erika and not with me.
When have I ever held a grudge with you? Ever?
You let things slide with her.
I don't let things slide with... I let things slide with you more than anyone in this group. And that's why I got to where I got to. Genuinely.
All I know is I had PTSD coming here today because I thought, my God, is somebody going to come in my dressing room and show me a text?
Wait, you're saying they planned this? That single question froze the entire room, because what Dorit Kemsley was about to reveal wasn't just drama, it was a full-blown betrayal. Her voice shook, but she didn't stop. I stayed quiet long enough, but if you want the truth, let's go all the way. And just like that, everything changed. We're talking about alleged leaked messages, private conversations, and a claim so explosive that even producers were reportedly scrambling behind the scenes. But here's where it gets terrifying. Instead of panicking, Jayne smirked. Not shocked, not confused, just ready. And then Richards leaned in and said something that flipped the entire narrative. You really thought we didn't see this coming? Wait, what does that even mean? In that moment, it no longer looked like Dorit was exposing them. It looked like she had just walked straight into a trap. So now the real question is, was Dorit revealing the truth? Or did she just make the biggest mistake of her life on camera? What you're about to see didn't start on that stage. Not even close. Because the tension between Dorit Kemsley, Jayne, and Kyle Richards has been building for months. Quietly, subtly, and then all at once. On the surface, they were still smiling together, showing up at events, posting friendly moments, but behind the scenes, sources claim things were already falling apart. It started with small things. Ignored messages, cold reactions, moments where Dorit felt like she was being pushed out, slowly but intentionally. And according to insiders, Dorit wasn't imagining it. There were whispers that Erika and Kyle had grown closer, too close, while Dorit was left out of private conversations, group chats, and even off-camera meetups. At first, Dorit tried to brush it off. She's overthinking, one source allegedly said. But then something changed. Mid-season, fans started noticing the shift. The energy was different. The conversations felt tense. And Dorit? She didn't look comfortable anymore. There were moments where she tried to speak and got shut down. Moments where Erika's tone turned sharp and Kyle didn't defend her. And that's when the internet started asking questions. Was this just normal reality TV drama? Or was something deeper happening behind the scenes? Then came the rumors. Alleged leaked group chats. Claims that Dorit was being labeled too emotional, too much, even a liability. And if that wasn't enough, there were whispers that certain conversations were being saved, recorded, documented. But by who? And for what reason? Dorit reportedly felt cornered, betrayed, because these weren't just co-stars, these were people she trusted. So by the time the reunion was announced, this wasn't just another sit-down. This was a breaking point. And what no one realized at the time was that Dorit didn't come to defend herself. She came prepared, with something that could change everything. The moment the cameras locked in, you could feel it. Not tension, not awkwardness. This was something heavier, something planned. Dorit Kemsley sat still at first, her hands tightly clasped, eyes scanning the room like she was calculating her next move. Across from her, Jayne leaned back, too relaxed. And Kyle Richards? Completely unreadable. That's when the host asked the question everyone had been waiting for Dorit. Do you feel like Erika and Kyle had your back this season? A pause. A long one. Dorit exhaled slowly, then looked straight at them. No, the word hit harder than anyone expected. Erika raised an eyebrow. Kyle blinked once, then leaned forward slightly. No, Kyle repeated. After everything? Dorit didn't flinch this time. After everything, she said, her voice sharper now. You mean the part where you both smiled in my face and then said something completely different behind my back? The room shifted instantly. Erika let out a quiet laugh. Oh, here we go, she muttered. But Dorit didn't stop. No, let's not here we go this, she snapped. Let's actually talk about it. Because I'm tired of pretending I didn't see what was happening. Kyle's tone dropped. What exactly are you accusing us of? And that's when Dorit did something no one was expecting. She reached down and pulled out her phone. The entire room froze. Because I didn't just feel it, Dorit continued. I have proof. You could literally hear people shifting backstage. Erika's smirk faded, just slightly. Proof of what? Erika asked, her voice suddenly colder. Dorit looked directly at her. Conversations, messages, things you both said when you thought I'd never see them. Kyle shook her head immediately. This is ridiculous. Is it? Dorit fired back. And then she read it. A message, allegedly from a private group chat. She's becoming a problem. We need to be careful what we say around her. Silence. Real silence. Even the host didn't interrupt. Dorit's voice cracked, but she kept going. That's how you see me? A problem. Erika leaned forward now, her eyes locked on Dorit. You're really going to do this? No, Dorit said quietly. I'm done not doing this. The energy flipped. Completely. For a second, it actually looked like Dorit had taken control, like she had caught them off guard. But then something changed. Erika started smiling again, slowly, calmly, and that's when everything took a turn no one was ready for. Kyle looked at Erika, then back at Dorit, and instead of denying anything, she laughed. Not nervously, not defensively, confidently. You really want to go there? Kyle said. Dorit hesitated, just for a second. And that was enough, because in that exact moment, Erika leaned forward and said something that completely shattered Dorit's momentum. Go ahead, Erika said softly. Say everything. Dorit frowned. I will. Erika nodded. Good, she replied. Then she paused and added, because once you're done, we're going to say everything too. Wait, what? The room shifted again, this time in a completely different way. Dorit's confidence cracked, just slightly. What does that mean? She asked. Kyle tilted her head, almost amused now. It means, Kyle said slowly, you're not the only one who came prepared. And just like that, the entire narrative flipped, because suddenly, this didn't feel like Dorit exposing them anymore. It felt like she had just opened a door that Erika and Kyle had been waiting for her to walk through. And whatever they had planned next was about to be a lot worse than anyone imagined. You could feel it instantly. The energy in the room wasn't just tense anymore, it was dangerous. Because the moment Erika, Jayne, and Kyle Richards said they were ready to, everything spiraled out of control. Dorit blinked, trying to hold her ground. What exactly do you think you have? She asked, her voice tighter now. Erika didn't answer right away. Instead, she reached under her chair and pulled out a small envelope. Not a phone, not notes, an envelope. The audience gasped. Kyle crossed her legs, watching Dorit carefully. You really thought this was one-sided, she said quietly. Dorit's expression shifted, just slightly. Open it, Erika said. For a second, Dorit didn't move. Then slowly, she did. Inside, printed screenshots, alleged messages. But not from Erika, not from Kyle, from Dorit herself. No, Dorit whispered. Erika leaned forward, voice sharp now. Yeah. No, that's exactly what we said when we saw them. Kyle didn't hold back anymore. Read it, she pushed. And Dorit did. A message, supposedly sent from her account. They trust me too much. I'll play along, and then I'll say what I need to say when the time is right. The room exploded. That's not real. Dorit snapped instantly, her composure completely gone now. But Erika didn't flinch. Funny, she said coldly, because we have more than just that. And just like that, it wasn't just happening on stage anymore. Clips started leaking online. Fake insider accounts on X, Twitter, were already posting, production knew this would happen. Dorit's been planning this since mid-season. Fan pages went into meltdown. Some were defending Dorit. She's being set up. Others weren't so sure. This explains everything. Even supposed industry insiders began hinting that producers had been tracking tensions for weeks and that multiple cast members had submitted evidence before the reunion even started. But here's the part that no one can explain. Because just as Dorit tried to defend herself, she stopped mid-sentence. Her eyes locked on something off camera. Something or someone she clearly wasn't expecting to see. And whatever it was, it completely changed her reaction. Within minutes, it wasn't just a reunion anymore. It was a full-blown internet explosion. Clips of Dorit Kemsley, Erika, Jayne, and Kyle Richards started flooding every platform. And the reactions? Completely divided. On X, Twitter, hashtags like #DoritExposed and #RHOBH reunion drama began trending within minutes. One viral post claimed, Dorit walked in thinking she had control. She walked out completely exposed. But not everyone agreed. Another account fired back, no way. Erika and Kyle came prepared to destroy her. This was planned. And just like that, sides were chosen. Fan pages started analyzing every second. Body language experts were suddenly everywhere. Slow motion clips, zoom-ins, reaction breakdowns. Look at Erika's face right here. She knew. Kyle didn't even react. this was rehearsed. Even bigger drama channels jumped in with bold claims. Sources say production may have leaked parts of this on purpose. Wait, what? Now the conversation wasn't just about Dorit anymore. It was about manipulation, about setup, about whether this entire situation had been engineered for maximum impact. And then, celebrities started reacting. Reality stars, influencers, even former cast members began posting cryptic messages. One thing about the truth, it always comes out. Be careful who you trust on camera. Fans tried to decode who these were aimed at. Was it Dorit? Was it Erika? Or was it all of them? Meanwhile, entertainment blogs pushed headlines like "Reunion turns into war zone," "Friendship officially over, biggest betrayal in RHOBH history." But here's where it gets even messier, because behind all the noise, one rumor started gaining serious traction. That what happened on stage was only a small part of the real story. And that something even bigger was still being kept hidden. Just when it felt like nothing else could possibly shock the audience, something happened that no one, literally no one, was prepared for. Because right as the argument between Dorit Kemsley, Erika, Jayne, and Kyle Richards reached its breaking point, the host suddenly interrupted. "Wait," he said, pressing his earpiece. "We need to pause for a second." The cameras didn't cut. The room didn't move. But something behind the scenes clearly had. Dorit looked confused. Erika looked annoyed. Kyle, completely still. Then the host said something that instantly changed everything. "I'm being told there's additional footage." Footage? The word alone sent a wave through the entire set. Dorit's expression dropped. "What footage?" she asked quickly, but no one answered her. Because within seconds, the screen behind them lit up. And what played next didn't match anything anyone thought they knew. It was Dorit, backstage, off camera, talking to someone, her voice low, but clear enough to understand. "I don't trust them anymore," she said. "I have to say something tonight, even if it blows everything up." The clip ended. Silence. But here's the part that no one can explain. Because before anyone could even react, the screen glitched for just a second, and another clip flashed. Short, almost too fast to catch. But fans later claimed they saw it. Erika, Kyle, talking privately. "She's going to do it tonight," one of them allegedly said. "Good," the other replied. "Let her." Wait, what? Now everything felt different. Because if that second clip was real, then this wasn't just Dorit exposing them. And it wasn't just them exposing Dorit. This was something bigger. Something planned on both sides. Something no one fully understands yet. Dorit stared at the screen, visibly shaken. "This isn't the full clip," she said quietly. Erika tilted her head. "Then maybe you should tell them what is." Kyle didn't say a word. And that silence? It said more than anything else. Because now the biggest question isn't who lied. It's who's hiding the rest of the story. And if this is what they were willing to show on camera, then what are they still keeping secret? So now you've seen everything. Or at least, everything they want you to see. But let's be real for a second, because this is where it gets even more interesting. Do you actually believe Dorit Kemsley was telling the truth? Or do you think Erika, Jayne, and Kyle Richards were already 10 steps ahead? Because right now, the internet is completely split. Some people are saying Dorit got set up. Others are convinced she's been playing a long game from the start. But what do you think? I want you to go down into the comments right now and be honest. Backhand index pointing right team Dorit? Backhand index pointing right team Erika and Kyle? Backhand index pointing right, or do you think all of them are hiding something? And don't just comment. Explain your theory. Because the craziest part about this whole situation is, we still don't have the full story. There are missing clips, unanswered questions, and way too many things that just don't add up. So if you enjoy this kind of deep, shocking celebrity drama, make sure you hit that like button because it tells me you want more content like this. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications because the next update on this situation, it might expose something even bigger. And trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next.